Do you believe that you have a bad memory? That for some reason you can't remember what you want for as long as you want? It turns out that this is a common misconception, and one that I believed for a long time, and one you might have too. Hi, I'm Nick Mema from ImpressiveMemory.com, and in this video, we'll talk about the 3 main memory techniques that when learned and applied, can seriously improve your memory. But first, let's talk about the common tool all the memory techniques share, and that is your imagination. I've talked about using your imagination extensively in a previous video, which I've linked to in the blog. Your imagination is the most important tool you'll use to enhance your memory. You'll use it to form mental pictures in your mind that are vivid and memorable enough to be remembered for a while. You'll use your imagination to create crazy, funny, and often illogical associations between things, points, ideas, and so on. In other words, your imagination is powerful and extremely useful to train your memory. With that said, let's discover the first memory technique. Also known as the association method, this memory technique involves using silly and crazy associations to link one thing to the next one. For example, we have this list of 5 things. We have a calculator, a pair of earphones, a fridge, a fork, and a tree. And we have the challenge of memorizing and storing them in our minds. The link method does an excellent job at this when combined with insane imagination. Here's how it works. Associate a calculator to earphones. Imagine a calculator listening to music using a pair of earphones. Next, link earphones to fridge. Imagine opening your fridge to discover thousands of earphones inside. Next, we have a fridge and a fork. Imagine seeing your fridge feeling hungry and eating food using a fork. And finally, link a fork to a tree. Picture a tree having millions of forks as leaves. Crazy, right? You need to make silly links in your mind. If you use normal associations, you'll struggle to remember. Remember this point. Ordinary is forgettable. Once you form all the associations, go over your silly story again. This time, do it completely from memory. We had a calculator listening to music using earphones. We discovered thousands of earphones inside our fridge. We imagined a hungry fridge eating with a fork. And finally, we pictured a bizarre tree having forks for leaves. It will only take you half a minute to create these silly associations, but you will remember them for a long time. The next memory technique is called the measure method. It's also known as the peg method. This is the best method to use with numbers. I've used it extensively and it's one of my favorite memory techniques. Here's how it works. Each number has a consonant letter attached to it, and what matters is the sound that the consonant makes. Have a look at the letters assigned to each number. For number 0, we have S or Z. For number 1, it's T or D. For number 2, it's N. Number 3, M. Number 4, R. Number 5, L. For number 6, we have a choice of 4 letters. We have SH for shoe, CH for choice, J as in jaw, or a soft G as in generate or gel. It's important to remember that you can use any of these letters. Don't use all 4 of them. For number 7, we have a choice of 3 letters. We have K as in week, a hard G as in go, or a hard C as in cow. Again, use any letter that you like. For number 8, we have a choice of 3 letters. We have F as in fee, PH as in phone, or V as in vow. Again, use the letter that you like. And finally, for number 9, we have P or B. You can use P or B. You may have noticed that no vowel is used to represent any of the digits. And that's because you use vowels to form words for each digit. The following example is my list. I use it all the time to represent each number. For number 0, instead of saying 0, I picture a C in my mind. That's because 0 is represented by either S or Z. I chose S and used the word C to represent number 0. Next, we have number 1. Because it's represented by either T or D, I imagine a huge, ugly toe. T for toe. I'll stop at number 2 because I'll explain the major method in an upcoming dedicated series of videos. So stay tuned. For number 2, I always imagine an old Noah building the Great Ark. Crazy, right? Here's my list for numbers 0 to 9. For number 0, it's C. Number 1, toe. 2, Noah. 3, Ma, as in mom. 4, roho, which is a Swahili word for heart. You can use ro or rai. Number 5, lu, which is a slang word for toilet. 6, jaw. 7, cow. 8, ivy. And lastly, for number 9, it's a B. Those are the words I use to represent number 0 to 9. In future videos, we'll explore this method extensively. To get notified, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon if you haven't. The third technique is also known as the method of loci. It involves the use of extremely familiar locations and your imagination to store information. Here's how it works. Take your bedroom, for example. I'm pretty sure you can describe your bedroom from memory. You know where your bed is, the bedside table, your bedroom window, your dressing table, your wardrobe, and so on. Because you clearly know each location, you can store information on them. For example, let's use the list of 5 random things we used in this video. We had a calculator, a pair of earphones, a fridge, a fork, and a tree. Let's also use a typical living room as our main location. We'll also identify 5 mini locations that exist inside this living room. So inside we have a sofa, a coffee table, a television, a fireplace, and a chandelier. We'll then use the link method to attach each mini location to an item on our list. To start off, imagine a gigantic calculator sitting comfortably on your sofa. Next, picture your coffee table listening to music using your earphones. Next, visualize your fridge watching TV. To continue, imagine forks burning at the fireplace instead of wood. And finally, imagine a huge tree hanging upside down instead of your chandelier. That's how the Mind Palace method works. You use familiar locations to store any sort of information you want. It could be your bedroom, your living room, your bathroom, your office, your apartment, your church, whatever. As long as you know the place by heart, you'll use that same place to store whatever info you want in your mind. I'll also explore this technique in future videos. Stay tuned for more. To conclude, this video was only an introduction to each of those 3 memory techniques. There's a lot to discuss about them, and that will happen in future videos. Each method has its own pros and cons, so they're not really foolproof systems, but they work much better than the normal and often brutal way of memorization. So to learn more, subscribe to my channel and join the community. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.